Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents Three from Deep. I'm your host, Jason Colenso. Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing today? Thank you all very much for showing up and showing me some support. I do appreciate that. We got some big news we'll talk about here in a second. Just kind of go over what we got slated for this show. Big news. We'll talk about that. Then we also have what happened last week. We'll kind of discuss a few things here. We're going to talk about Wemby out in Paris. Took his talents back home for an NBA showcase. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers slipping. Excuse me, I got to get my throat going here. My Cleveland Cavaliers slipping a little bit this week. So we'll talk about that. And then the New Jersey, New York, Brooklyn Nets, whatever you want to call them, retire Vince Carter's number 15 into the rafters. So we'll talk about that here for a little bit. And then I'm going to give you guys my top 5 greatest NBA players who don't have a ring. So we'll talk about that for a little bit. And then I have something else to touch on. We'll get to that soon enough. But programming note. Yes, you can catch me Mondays at 12 p.m. Drops on the Boom Broadcasting Network YouTube channel. Check us out. But you're not just going to see me once a week. You're not just going to see me twice a week. You're going to see me 3 times a week. Yes, now that the NBA season is heating up, football is kind of going to the side right now. So Boom Broadcasting has given me the opportunity, and I thank Michael Davis so much for this, has given me the opportunity to do 3 from Deep 3 times a week. So Monday at 12 p.m., Wednesday, 12 p.m., Saturdays, 12 p.m. Check me out. Lunchtime, all 3 of those days. Fantastic on the Boom Broadcasting Network. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that to Mr. Perez, Michael Davis. Great opportunity. So, and thank you all for supporting me and showing the love. So let's jump right into the show and talk about the week that was. First thing we're going to get into is, yes, there were 2 games played in Paris this week. The Indiana Pacers and, the San Antonio Spurs did a little showcase, a couple of games. Victor Wembanyama taking his team out to dinner and showing around Paris and some of his favorite spots. So the home crowd got to sit and watch Victor Wembanyama. It was huge for the NBA. This was huge for Victor Wembanyama. He was very emotional coming back home and being able to play in front of his home crowds in his NBA uniform. So big deal for the NBA here, showing the world that this is a world game, that the NBA is just an American game. There is a lot of world players that play in the NBA right now with Wembanyama, with Joker, etc. But to go back and play in Paris was huge for the NBA. I love it. Thursday night, Wemby was in form. 30 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks. He was on fire. Spurs won 140-110. So it was a great game for Victor Wembanyama. And then Saturday fell a little short. Wemby had 20 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. They did lose 136-98, but still 2 fantastic games in Paris. And I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that this means the NBA is going to kind of try to see if they can have a team in Europe? I mean, I know the NFL is doing a lot of that, and I wonder if this model of pro sports, MLB has done it, NBA, of course, is doing it right now. The NFL has done it in different locations around the world. So I wonder if the NBA is trying to follow suit and get themselves a European team. It'd be interesting to see, but big ups. I know Victor enjoyed that going back home. So great for the game, great for going the game of basketball. This is not just an American sport. It is the world sport now, guys. So we also had this week, the Brooklyn Nets retired Vince Carter and his number 15 jersey to the rafters. Vince spent 11 years as a New Jersey Net, Hall of Famer, unbelievable dunker, Vinsanity. Those early 2000s, he was probably on the top of his game and one of the most electric NBA players that we've seen in a long time. I don't think we've really seen someone like him since. He is still, to this day, one of those guys you can sit and watch some of his games and some of his dunks and just be in awe. So it really gave Vince Carter another reason to cry. Let's just call it what it is. And Vince, I do appreciate it. I love him showing the emotion because it is emotional. You know, when you step away from the game and you do something for so long and then you no longer are kind of able to do it, you have to watch from the outside. But then to be recognized for all your hard work, to be immortalized. So he'll be up there forever as long as the NBA is around. So that's an amazing feat. Congratulations, Vince Carter, on now having your number retired again. So in the rafters twice. So that's definitely very emotional for him. So great job for the Nets being able to do that. So what is going on in Cleveland? Cavaliers starting off super hot this week. Wednesday, the Houston Rockets, 109, Cleveland 108. Garland missed 2 free throws and allowed the Rockets to slip away with a victory. Those Houston Rockets, got to watch them in the West. Van Vliet, 26 points in that game. Okay, what's one loss? But then Friday, the Philadelphia 76ers, who are not really a good team, playing without a lot of players, no Joel Embiid. Playoff P drops 30 points. Tyrese Maxey, 29 points, and they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, the top of the East, 132-129. All right, that's a little bit of a slide now. You guys, number one in the East, everybody's gunning for you. You're these bottom feeders teams. You know, you are their Super Bowl. They could beat you. They can hold their heads up high. So that's 2 losses in a row. Then let's get into Saturday. They play the Rockets again. And the same result, 135-131. Amen Thompson with his second career triple-double, 23, 14, and 10. So great job there. But that Rockets team beating the Cavaliers again, 135-131. So that's a 3-game slide for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Celtics are now 4.5 games back in that second slot. My Knicks catching up here a little bit. They're about 6.5 games behind in the East. You also have the Bucks 10 games back. Pacers in 5th, 11 games back. Watch out for those Pacers. They are a sneaky team here with a Halliburton, and those guys are playing some really good basketball. And then at 6th spot, the Detroit Pistons. Couple of good wins this week for the Detroit Pistons. Watch out for Cade Cunningham playing really, really good basketball. I might even throw him in the MVP race. Where's my little MVP thing? Let's see. Where's my card? My crack production staff here. My MVP watch. Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons in that 6th slot in the East playing really, really good basketball. It has been way too long before we could put and say anything positive about the Detroit Pistons besides them winning the draft lottery. So great job, Pistons, catching up there in the 6th. But Cavaliers, what are you doing? Are we in trouble here? Guys, what do you think? Do you think that 3-game slide, possibly soon before, is a thing to something we could see coming down the road here once the playoffs get a little closer? Can we trust the Cleveland Cavaliers to be the top team in the East? I don't know. 3-game slide, that's a little much for them. So we'll see. Remains to be seen. But we'll talk about that a little more. Maybe we'll see that on Wednesday again, guys. 3 from deep, 3 times a week now. Fantastic. So appreciate your support. Next thing we're going to get into, guys, This is really an anniversary I didn't want to celebrate. I record this show on Sunday nights. Comes out Monday at 12 p.m. You guys can watch it again on the Boom Broadcasting Network. 5 years ago today, we lost Kobe Bryant. This was one of those moments in time where you kind of remember where you were when you heard the news. As an NBA fan, and I'm not a big fan of the Lakers. I was always kind of I would say a Lakers hater, but never a big fan of the Lakers. But was a big fan of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, the last great just throat slashers, killer instinct, the Jordan aura. Yeah, Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. They all had that killer mentality, the Mamba mentality. Guys aren't like that anymore. Kobe Bryant in my top 10 of greatest NBA players of all time. 5-time champion, 2 times NBA Finals, 18 All-Stars, 2008 MVP, 15-time All-NBA team, 12-time All-Defense. And that's not even the best part of Kobe Bryant. The best part of Kobe Bryant was after he was done with basketball. Not a lot of guys make that transition outside of sports very smoothly. Some have issues. Some just completely fade away. Kobe Bryant became even more beloved after basketball as an entrepreneur, as a father, as an icon. He meant more to people after the game of basketball, especially to his girls, women's sports, the WNBA. I know Sabrina Ionescu had a huge relationship with Kobe Bryant, which is awesome. That, with the aura of Kobe Bryant, which made it so difficult 5 years ago to even believe. Nobody believed it. Everybody thought this was some kind of Facebook hoax. You just couldn't fathom. He was young. He was doing big things. He was doing movies. He was a superstar. And it is sad that it ended so abruptly, especially with him and his daughter. I still can't believe it. It's one of those things, again, that you kind of take a look back and you realize how short life is, how precious life is, that death does not care who you are or how much money you got in the bank or how famous you are, how popular you are. It will come for you when it does. And I almost didn't want to talk about this on the show because I really, want to make this, a positive show. And I really don't want to focus on something so negative, especially Kobe's life. Kobe's life was not negative at all. I know he had some challenges. I know he had a little bit of controversy there too. But the way he emerged from that, the way he became a man and really grew from that was impressive. The greatness as a father myself of a young son. I was in awe of just the way he rallied and loved his kids and did things with them and wanted to see them succeed, and gave 110% to that and to family. So 5 years ago, we lost a legend. He still lives on. The Mamba mentality still lives on. He still lives in the rafters of the arena there in LA. He still lives in the Hall of Fame forever. He lives in the hearts of everybody who ever watched him. He's going to go down and will be considered one of the greatest NBA players of all time. 5 championships. it's just, it still hits you. I still think about it. It still kind of makes me sad and scared that at any moment you cannot be here anymore. So I want to thank my family for supporting me and doing this, and I want to thank my family for loving me the way they do, because guys, that's what it's all about. One day when you're gone, the people that are going to miss you are the ones that loved you, and they're the ones that are going to miss you. So we celebrate the life of Kobe Bryant. Celebrate it every day, guys. If you're a father, if you're a mother, anything like that, hug your children, hug everybody, because this life is short. So I just, again, want to thank the Boom Broadcasting family for giving me this opportunity to be on here and talk to you guys. But it is a sad day, an anniversary I don't like to really celebrate, but it does need to be talked about, because Kobe Bryant was and is one of the greatest NBA players of all time. The Mamba mentality lives on. Rest in peace, brother. Thank you, guys. All right. I want to jump in here real quick. Try to get back and come back on track here a little bit. Winning the chip is everything in every sport. This is what these guys kill themselves for every day. This is the pinnacle of what they do, all the sacrifice, all the heartache, all the pain, jumping in the ice baths, all this stuff. They play to win a chip. Championships, you're immortalized. Bill Russell, one of the greatest champions of all time, 11 rings. Michael Jordan, 6. Kobe Bryant, 5. Tim Duncan. Just go through the greats. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. I mean, those guys are not only known for their on-court excitement, but they're known for the championship way. There is a lot of guys, unfortunately, that were phenomenal at the game of basketball that did not win a chip. So I'm going to give you guys my top 5 NBA players of all time that did not win a championship. Number 5, I'm going to do a double, because this is just because they go together like ham and cheese and peanut butter and jelly. Stockton Malone. That was my number 5. John Stockton and Karl Malone, probably one of the greatest duos of all time, 2 of the greatest NBA players of all time, Hall of Famers, unbelievable. Unfortunately, they just came along during the Michael Jordan era, and that was their Achilles heel. Twice went to the finals, 97 and 98, and twice they lost to the Chicago Bulls. Everybody knows Michael Jordan's last shot against the Utah Jazz to seal his 6th NBA championship. John Stockton with the short shorts. Karl Malone, the mailman. 2 of the greatest never to win a chip. Number 4, Elgin Baylor. And now a lot of you young cats out there don't know who the hell I'm talking about, so you better Google him, because he is one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Look him up. Played for the Minneapolis LA Lakers. 14 seasons with the Lakers. Hall of Famer. Legend. 7 times to the NBA Finals. Never won one. That's heartbreaking, because he deserved at least to get one. He retired in 72. Lakers go and win the chip the year he retired. That's even more heartbreaking. Elgin Baylor, guys, look him up. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. Does not get enough flowers from everybody. I got my flower on today. Does not get enough flowers for what he has done and what he did for the game of basketball. So my number 4, Elgin Baylor. Number 3, Sir Charles Barkley. The round mound to rebound. One of the greatest NBA players, again, of all time. Guys, look up Charles Barkley, look up his stats. He's just not another pretty face on TNT. He was an amazing basketball player. Heart of a champion. Made it to the finals one time with the Suns. Ran into the Chicago Bulls in 1993. They had a great team that year, too. Charles, Dan Marley. They had a lot of guys on that squad, but could not get past the Bulls. And Chuck never got his chip. And unfortunately, Shaq makes sure he knows that every time he's on TNT. But Sir Charles Barkley, one of the greatest of all time to never get a ring. Number 2, one of my favorite guys, even though he played for the 76ers. But to watch him, it was outstanding. I'm short, so to see a little guy kind of thrive in the NBA the way he did. Allen Iverson. We talked about the Mamba mentality. We talked about the Jordan aura. Allen Iverson was amazing to watch. Practice? We're talking about practice? Guys, look up that interview. 2001, made it to the finals, dragged his team there. That 76ers team. Allen Iverson lost to the Lakers in 2001. Never got back, never got a chip. One of the greatest players in NBA history. Just never got it, never could get there, never could get past some of the other greats that were playing back then. So, and then my number 1, I got him back there, hanging up, number 33, Patrick Ewing. Gold medal in the 1992 Dream Team. 83, 84, 85 made it to the finals with Georgetown. He won a national championship in 84, but never got the chip. And as a Knicks fan, it broke my heart because he played with some great teams. Charles Oakley. Man, you go. The list goes on with those guys. Charlie Ward, one of my favorite guys to ever play the thing. John Starks. You name it. 94 lost to the Rockets and Hakeem the Dream when the Rockets went back to back. And then in 99 lost to the Spurs. Patrick Ewing, my number 1 of all time to never win a ring. Guys, there was a lot of great players out there. And it was hard to compose this list. It's amazing how many Hall of Famers, how many great guys never got the chip, never made it to that mountaintop. That's why winning that trophy, you see guys hug it, cry on it, fall to their knees because of the sacrifice and the pain that it takes to get there in all sports. So that's my top 5. Stockton Malone, Elgin Baylor, Sir Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, and Patrick Ewing. Let me hear yours, guys. Please comment. Shoot me something. I'll mention you on the show. Let me know what you think. Who are your top 5 to never win a chip? So, and then we're going to jump right into what's going on this week. Still waiting for some trades. We're hearing a lot of talk, but there's nothing happening right now. So I'm hoping this week, now that I'm on 3 times a week, again, Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays, 12 p.m., Boom Broadcasting Network on the YouTube channel. If you can't hit at 12 o'clock, it is on demand, so you can watch the shows. Like and subscribe, guys. If you got any comments, shoot me some comments. Shoot me some questions. Shoot me some of your hot takes. So mention them on the show here. I appreciate it. But Monday night, the Pistons versus the slumping Cavaliers at 7 o'clock. This is going to be an interesting game. Can the Cavaliers stop that 3-game skid? The Pistons, Cade Cunningham playing really, really good basketball right now. Pistons 6th in the East and moving up. This is not a fluke. That's crazy. Pistons have been so bad for so long. Cavs slumping. Will it be 4 in a row? We'll see, and we'll talk about that Wednesday morning. Or excuse me, Wednesday afternoon. Also, Monday night, got the Knicks versus the Grizz. I'm hoping my Knicks can play well against the Grizz. Ja doing his thing. New York Knicks, 3rd in the East right now. I like where we sit. Karl Anthony Towns playing really, really good basketball. Josh Hart is the heart and soul of that New York Knicks team right now. Another triple-double this past week. So, Josh Hart, thank you very much for being a New York Knick. So, we'll see how they do. Then you got Rockets, Celtics. Rockets playing really, really well. Celtics kind of sliding a little bit here and there too. Can those Rockets stay hot in the West? Phenomenal team there in Houston. Watch out for them. I think they have a shot of making some noise in the playoffs. Celtics, where you guys at? And then you got Clips versus the Suns. And the reason I put that on there, Clippers playing just okay. James Harden, another video game the other day, 40 points. He can still score. Still not a huge fan of his. I still think he's a little overrated, but that's just me. But the Suns, lots of drama coming out of there. Beal, Jurkic, there's Budenholzer. There's just a lot of drama coming out of Phoenix right now, man. They are playing terrible. Down in the West, Kevin Durant, you guys got all these stars, Kevin Booker, but guys aren't doing anything. So we're going to watch that game because I'm be curious to see what goes on with the Suns. Do they trade everybody? Do they trade one or two guys? If they try to bring Jimmy Butler in, I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to save that team the way it's playing right now. I'm sorry. I do not see that happening. Jimmy ain't saving you. So, and then let's go to Tuesday night. You got Lakers versus 76ers. Lakers trying to stay alive in the West. 76ers, that's a trade watch too. Right now, Embiid just not available. He's never available. Guy's made of glass. You also have the Rockets back-to-back playing the Hawks. How will the Rockets fare on that back-to-back games against the Hawks? And then they got the Warriors versus the Jazz. Golden State Warriors. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Steph Curry playing in his twilight years right now with an uninspired team. Buddy Hield, get him out of here. Kuminga is supposed to be all this talent. Guys, I don't see that happening. Trade him away if you can get something for him. Draymond Green, I think he's got more gray in his beard than anything, like mine. A little gray in there too. But the Golden State Warriors, I think it's time to do some trades and retool and reface this organization. Because right now you're not doing Steph Curry's any favors in the last few years he has left. So that's what we got coming up here this week, guys. Again, I appreciate all your support. Thank you guys very much. Supporting Boom Broadcasting, supporting me, 3 from Deep. 3 times a week now. 3 from Deep, 3 times a week. It's got a little rhyme to it. Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. We'll be talking about the NBA. And hopefully we get a big trade here. I will bring a guest in to talk about the trade. Kind of got some things in the works behind the scenes, guys. So I want to bring somebody in here. So I'm hoping for a big trade so we can talk about something and not just teams that are bubbling up and teams that are bubbling down. So thank you all very much. Have a great Monday. I'll see you on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Boom Broadcasting Network, 3 from Deep. I'm your host, Jason Colenso. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on Wednesday, guys. Peace.